is only the batch one students have to join now. Okay. So totally, I think 105 or 104 students in the batch. So you'll be having alternative days, not continuously. Okay. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday will be your sessions. So other days you will be free. So at the time you can practice your self practice and extra course certifications and hacker rank. Clear? Okay, in the at last I can tell you so how we can go with the hacker rank, because today we got some update regarding the hacker ranks. Okay, so I will tell you how you can proceed with that and what are the tasks you need to complete. Okay, clear? So let me open the PPT. Just wait a minute. So I think we have completed till the CSS topic and what is CSS selectors and types of CSS. So, yeah. So once again, it is downloads. Let me check a PPT. I have downloaded the PPT. Where I kept. Yeah, it's over here. So today what is the plan is we will complete CSS completely, and then we can start with JS today. So that is our task. Okay, and on Wednesday we will complete JS and will go on with Java. Clear? So let's open. Okay. I think we have completed CSS selectors. So now we will start with box models. So anyone have an idea with box models? Do you have any idea about box models? So what is box models? Hmm? Okay, just look at this picture and later I can show it as an experiment. Okay, so let's see what it is. CSS box model describes all the HTML elements on the web page as a rectangular box. You can see a rectangular box here as shown in the here in the inspector element. So let it be the logo. Let's say this is a logo and the content of a navigation bars or the button, everything will be in a box. In the CSS model, it has some 4 layers. First layer will be the content, and the second layer will be the padding, and third is border, and the final is a margin. So let's see about first padding, property. Okay, so let me take the pen. Okay, so padding. So in the padding, we can see a top. Okay, top and the padding right side and padding bottom and padding left. Why we need all these? Why? Because so in the top, if example, the first thing is to generate the space around an element's content. Okay, so we need to space around the, if I have a content here, okay, if I have a content here and about this I need some space. So this is my content and this is my space. So this space is called as what? Padding. So we can give a space on top. Okay, I can give a space on top or I can give it on left, or I can give it on the bottom, or I can go it with the left, that is right, and the top. Okay, so this is how. So the main point is space around an element content. So inside of any defined border, so that's going to be what? It's called as a padding property. So next is the output. Uh, so we'll see this output later. Okay, let me also show you. So this blue, part, this blue color you can see, right? So this is going to be the content, and this green box is going to be called as the what? Padding. And what is border property? Border property will specify the style and the width and the color of an element border. Okay, so it will give the style. So this is the style. Okay, and this is a width, and then this is a color. So these are the three things you need to mention if you are going to create the or give the property called border. Clear? So the border is a space added on the top of our main content plus padding. So we'll see example, but just explore what it is. Okay, so create a space around the elements outside of an defined borders. So here also we can see top, bottom, right, and left is defined. So now we can see an example. So how we can do this. So let me open the folder. One second. மாமா அந்த நேத்து நான் கிளாஸ் எடுக்கல மாமா, இன்னைக்கு எடுத்துட்டேன். அவர் வந்து திறந்து பாரு விட்டுருங்க. அதுதான் நான் அப்படிதான் சொல்லிட்டு இருக்கேன் மாமா கிட்ட கேட்க. அது ஆள் வச்சுதான் திறக்க முடியும். சாவி போட்டு திறந்துட்டேன் நானு. வந்திருக்காங்களா? Sorry students, 1 minute ma. Sorry, I'm so sorry. Okay ma. So actually So now we are going to see about this box model. So let me remove all this. Let's start with a fresh piece. So I was typing, but it is not showing up. 1 minute, students. Okay, fine. So I can give enter. This one, because it is shortcut is not working. This is a starting tag, and then I'm using head tag. Okay. So what is box model is first. So we'll just skip this head element. Okay, we'll just discuss about the body element. In the body element part, now we are going to discuss about box model. Okay. So what is box model? So box model in the sense, uh, there are a different padding that is properties we have in the box model. So what are those? So what are those? One is margin, other one is padding, and then border, and then content. Okay, so first we will see about how to create a content first. So I'm just creating, let's say, div container. Inside I have one content, div element. Yeah. So this is my div container. So now I'm going to apply style. So style element. Okay, so in the style, I'm just giving a div container. Okay, this is my element name. So here I'm just giving some properties. So let's say border. For giving this, let me run this output. So most probably I'll be getting my laptop by tomorrow. So I'm so sorry for this one. Okay, and I'll open this with a Chrome, Google Chrome. Okay, ma'am. So now, if you go here and right click on this and go to the inspect element, okay. So in this particular inspect element, under the styles tab, you can see this property. What is this? You can see this is a blue box is a content. So as of now we have created a content. So we have not yet created any, given any padding or border or margin, right? So we need to add a padding first. Padding is a space. You can see it is a dotted line. So dotted line in the sense it is a space. So after the content, above the content, you can see some spacing is there. For that, what the properties we may give is, first I will give some background color for this one. I'm giving some aqua padding value. I'm giving the value at the top first. Okay, let's say 10 pixel. So what happens if I refresh this page? You can see here it is taking a 10 pixel. That is, a padding value is going to be what? 10 pixel. Okay, and later if I give this particular 10 pixels to for all the paddings, then this would apply for all the four sides. Let's see. I need to refresh this page once again because it's a Chrome. Okay, so now you can see all the four sides have the 10 pixels of padding. Clear? And next is border. So border, I can give 1 pixel as my border width, and solid is going to be a line this time, and then color. So let me give some style. You can give whatever the style you want. I'm just giving groove here, and then 10 pixel for all the sides. So now we can check. So this is the value. So now if you select here, you can see all the four sides. It has the 10 pixel of border. Then a margin. So margin is what? The space around the border, it is called a margin. So let me add a margin. Let's say again 10 pixels of margin. Here you can see very less space is on the left and on the top and the right side. So this is a default padding value, the margin value, which is in the browser itself. So now I have given some extra margin value for this one. So let's see how it has been implemented. Okay, I need to refresh this again. So now you can see the the margin value has been changed. Okay, so like this we can give an implementation. So from this, what are the interview questions they will be asking? So the interview questions in the sense, 1 minute. Okay, interview questions that is, they will be asking two things. So what is called as, two types are there in the box model. One is called content box. First, the content box. Let me copy this element again, this div container. Let's say copy. So the ID is equals to A. And then here I'm giving the ID is equals to B. Or we can use class also. Okay, so let me change this to and ID B. Replicating the same thing. So I'm replicating the same thing, and here I can give some break in between. So that's all. So first in this AID, I will add the content, the box sizing property name. I'm going to give a content box. If I give content box, so what happens? Or if I use a border box, then what happened? Yes, we'll add it here. Box. Okay. This you can see some two boxes has been created. So can you guys tell me what will be the difference between these and this one? Any idea from your end? Any idea, ma? So what will be the difference between this and that? No idea? Can I get some response? Yes or no? No idea? Okay, let me consider as a no idea and I will tell you. So if you go here and just to let me know whether you guys are available or are you present in the session. Can I get some thumbs up or say yes or no, students? Okay, I get. Let's see one thumb up. Okay, this is the first one as a content box. Content box, to make it clear, I'm going to add a width of some, let's say, 200 pixel and the height of 100 pixels. Clear? So now I'll use this navigator and come down. So whatever the width and the height I mentioned on the coding, so that should occupy the whole container. It should occupy whole container. You should not affect the element alone. Clear? So in the image, you can see in the layout there are some 200 width and 200 height has been mentioned, right? And then if you one step move above, you can see some 10 padding for all the side has been calculated. So if you go and check what is the entire width and the height of this particular container box, what it is showing. So totally 240 pixels of width and 240 pixel of height. So this is totally wrong. So what it has been calculated, how it has been calculated, let me tell you. So I have given 100 width, pixel height, okay, pixel width and 200 pixel height. So the both, the width and the height, if you see there's a both width and height, it should contain or it occupy this space should occupy entire that is container box. What actually happened is I've given a padding of what, for all the sides, and then border for all the sides. This has been calculated like the content plus what is the padding value for all the four sides, that is left. What are the sides? Right, left, top and bottom for all the sides. So it is like 10 into 4, right? So 10 into 4 is 40 plus the border is 10 in all the four sides. So totally, I'm sorry, it's 10 into 2. Why? Because so width will be calculated like left and right, and the height will be calculated from top and bottom. So now we are just calculating for width. This is going to be what? 200 plus 10 into 2 plus 10 into 2 is 240 pixel. Clear? And height. Height is 200 pixel to top and bottom. Height is going to be top and bottom. So 10 into 2. It is going to be 240 pixel. So that's why here it is showing the container box value to be 240 into 240 pixel. So in a real time, you must not use this particular box sizing property value to be content box. Okay, so you have to use the border box. The border box is the exact one you need to include while you are doing a project. Clear? So let's see about this one. So what is the width and the height of this one? It is 200 width and 200 height. So how this will be calculated is, let's see in the image. Here you can see 160, okay, and plus 10 plus 10. So totally how much it is going to be? So we'll go in the calculation itself. It is not the element alone is not taking 200 pixel values. It is only accepting 160 pixel, and the remaining will be calculated accordingly. Okay. So for border box going to be 160 a pixel plus 10 into 2 plus into 2. So totally 160 pixel plus 20 plus 20. It's going to be what? 200 pixel value. So this is how we'll be calculating. Clear? This is called as border box. So this is the right method we should proceed with. Clear? So now we move on to the next thing. Some CSS text properties. So what are the text properties we should learn? Let's see that. So first is text align last. So what is text align last? So you can see in the code and the output. So how it has been mentioned? Can anyone tell me? No idea? Okay, better I can tell you. So let's add a code, okay? So instead of going with that, we remove this style. Okay, fine. So in the body element, now we are going to discuss about text properties. What are the text properties we have? Very simple only, but there are multiple text properties are there. So we'll see one by one. We can learn about text color and element, then text decoration, and now we can see about text transform, text shadow. That's all. Okay, and then in the this itself we can see multiple properties. Okay, so let's see about this text colors. So how we can give a text color? How we can give a text color? This is a very simple way, right? So we'll take one paragraph element. Okay, I'm just copying some different content from the online. Copy this text. One more paragraph. Let's say this let me give some id is equals to a, and here also id is equals to b. Some content. So this is how the paragraphs are there. So let's go here and apply the property. So let me take the id a first. Next align. So if I give align, a property be to be a center, so it will be placed in center. Is already aware of it, so it will be placed in the center, right? So you can see the difference between this paragraph and this paragraph. Okay, and next is so justify will be like in the normal mode. So it will be justified both left and right and center. Okay, and what is called a text align lost. Last line of the paragraph, so how we can make it aligned. So let's say I'm giving a justify here. So you can see the last, the paragraph last line alone, it has been aligned, justified. So if I change this to right, so it will be in a right side. If I change this to left, it will be in the left side. Clear? And a directions, how we can make a directions from left to right or right to left. If we are writing some website or creating a website for some other languages, then how it is going to be? So it will be let's consider Arabic language, it will start from right to left, right? So at the time what we can do is, so these are the basic properties. I just want to go through the basic things. If you don't know, just understand how. Okay, direction is right to left, and the another one you need to add Unicode BID to override it. Okay, so BD override. If I refresh this, you can see it has been right to left. Okay, Unicode BD and YD and YD override. And next is what is vertical align. So how I can align the things in a vertical manner, whether it is in the baseline, text top or bottom or sub or super. For this, that one I need an image. So as of now, I'll just skip it. So later I will tell you how we can do it once I get that laptop, because import the image, so it will get stuck. So we'll move on to the next one, text decoration. So first, in the text decoration, three things is required. Okay, so first I need to mention the line. Let's say I'm giving double. Okay, what is the color, or the style, or the thickness you can give? Color, let me give red, or we can go with some gray or blue. Okay, and then style, we can give mm, okay, the style I can give it dotted, and thickness let me give some 5 pixel. So let me try this overline, Dodger blue, okay. So and then I'll try with wavy. So not applied. We can go with two things, overline and underline. Okay. So we can apply some text decoration to our text. Clear? And then text transformation. So what is text transformation? For example, I want all my character to be, or the word to be, want that to be in a uppercase, and I can mention it as a uppercase. So everything it is in uppercase. Or if I want or entire content to be a smaller case, then I would give lowercase. Okay. Or else I have one more value for this property, that is capitalize. So capitalize. So each and every text, the first character, it will be. So this is for the entire things I have mentioned in a capital only. So that's why it is showing in this capital letter. But if you go with the next line which I have copied, the first character in the word, it will be in a capital. The other text will be in a smaller letter. Clear? So that is called as a capitalize. And we can give some text indent. Text indent means if I need some space for the first line of the paragraph, for the starting space, then I can go with this indent. Let me give 100 pixels. Okay, and then letter spacing. So letter spacing, let me give 5 pixel. So 5 pixels means each and every letters there will be a 5 pixels of space. You can see the space between each and every character. Suppose I need word spacing. Let me give some 10 pixel. It is not viewable for you. This to 30 pixel. Okay. Again, this see the space between one particular word to the another word. Okay. And next is next thing is about we can see about the white space. So what is called white space? If my content, I don't want this content to be in a next line, then I can go with the white space. Let's say then you can see the horizontal bar here. Okay, so it will be in the same line. So this we can apply when we are giving some ellipses, or if you want to hide some text, then we can use this white space to be more graph. Otherwise don't use it. Okay, so let's comment this out. So next is we'll see about text shadow. I'm going to apply some text shadow for my content. Let me give 2 pixel as for the horizontal, and for vertically I'm giving 2 pixel again. I need okay, here I can apply some two things. Okay, blur is 5 pixel, horizontal and vertical value, and then the blur value, and then my color. So let's say I'm giving some red color, so because it will exactly you can see what is happening. And then again here you can see in the horizontal and the vertical both it has been spreaded. So blur is, so it has been blurred of 5 pixel. If you want to spread it also, we can give some 2 pixel for it has been moved. As we can see, can be able to add one more value here. Yes, we can also add the more text values, that is more shadow values. Let's say I'm giving 0 pixel. Let me give some other color, say yellow. One second. This. So now you can see the yellow color also has been included. Clear? So this is how we can give two colors for our text. Okay. And so these are the some text properties. And one more important interview question. So this may they will ask. Okay. So what it is? So nothing but about ellipsis. So what is ellipsis? And about, and one more thing, you can also give line heights. We'll add the line height. Okay, this you can give it as a unit value itself. That will be a good thing. Okay, you can see the line height between the one particular line to the another line. Clear? Next is we are going to see the example for white spaces. How we can create a white space and how we can apply that. Okay, so let's see. I will create here one div container, a name to be a class or h. Go to the style element. Class is going to be dot h, right? On a dot h, it is you can also include best way we can add the both div and the class name as well, because sometimes the class name, the same class name can be applied for the different element. Okay, so at the time it will be useful. Okay, so now I'm just giving one property that is called overflow. So overflow going to be hidden. Okay, property is going to be hidden. So whatever the content is overflowing, so that we can hidden the content. Okay, so let's say I'm typing a value called hard. Okay, this is my text, and again I'm just giving some other text. Okay, so this is the text I've given for the dot h. So overflow is hidden, and next is I'm giving text overflow. The ellipsis. So this is the option. It is not showing. Okay, text overflow. Ellipsis. Again, I need to give a white space here because I'm going to cut the content and it will show only 3 dotted. After that hidden content, it will show only 3 dotted. So white space is going to be no wrap. With this, add some border. Let's this I have given. So next you can also add one more thing. You can hover it. A overflow should be visible while you are hovering it. Okay, so I think now let's see how it is working. It is okay. 1 second, students. Okay, I have given the white space to be no wrap, and okay, I'm sorry. Here I need to mention very little amount of space, so that's it will get hidden. Mention it as class one, so dot h. Let me remove this. Let me remove the other content. Yeah, so now it is working. So because of the multiple properties we have given, right, that is why it was not showing up. So let me increase the width. Okay, so how the value of the width you are giving. Okay, so that much it is going to view the content. Other things will be hidden. So let's say I'm giving some 60 pixels. So it will show some more content, and then it will show the dotted lines. Okay, 3 dots. So this is called text ellipsis. Definitely this will be added in the interview, because most of the content in the real-time website, they will give some read mode content option. Am I right? So that time you can use this 3 dotted. So text overflow ellipsis is the property and the value to hidden the values. So once hidden, if you want a hidden alone, then you can remove this. So you will not be getting that 3 dotted. So instead of that, the content will be not showing up. Yeah. So these important text properties we should understand. I hope everyone is clear till this. Any doubts, students? Just keep on taking. Yes, ma. Everyone understood or not? Clear? Can I get some thumbs up or say yes or no? Anything else?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, ma. Thank you. Next, we will move on to the PPT. So these are the example we discussed about text to overflow property, and we will see the some explanations about it. Text align last. Align last means a last line. It is not working. Let me increase. Okay, so the last line of the paragraph just before the line break. Okay, so that it will change. What is the default value of this text aligners? It's going to be auto. And text overflow property. So text overflow property specifies how the overflow content that is not displayed should be signaled to the user. That will be giving some signal to the user. It can be clipped and display an ellipse. Okay, so these are the different values and the properties we have. You can see one is called clip. We can also clip it, and the another one is ellipsis, and the third one is hidden. In a text overflow, and one more thing, we can also give some other values here. Example, let me give it like this. If you go and check, I need to change S total. It is not working. We'll try with clip and the this one double quotes. Ordered. Okay, we'll go with this hyphens in the other pixel value. It is not showing up. Actually, it will show the output in a different way. It will, show the content like this one, text hyphen overflow. Then your content will not be shown. And here the clip will be clip the content. Okay, so this both will be similar only, but instead of using this hyphens, you can go with ellipse. So ellipse, definitely they will be asking if you are attending the interview for uh, that is for static web page. And what is this column property? So how I can do with this column property? So column property is a new one. So the column width and the count, you need to provide a width and the count. Example, let's see here. I've deleted all the paragraphs, right? Okay, I will include some. Let me copy all this inside the paragraph. Okay, so now you can go here and type paragraph column. And then what is the width you want to provide? Let me give 100 pixel and the count of the column. So let me give 3 columns I need. So if we go and check, you can see it has been divided into 3 columns. If suppose I want this to be in a 4 column, then I can mention it as a 4 column. So output, we can see that each and every paragraph has been splitted into a 4 column. Then text indent. So text indent means obviously this space. Okay, the space of the paragraph. Text indent we can give it in a pixel value, and one more very important thing is measuring unit, measurement unit. So measurement unit is either we can go with pixels or we can go with some relative units or absolute unit. So here we can see it is going to be 40% and 5 em, and this is 70 pixels, right? So most probably the best way to give this is we can go with the pixel values. Clear? So text indents to indentation of the first line in each block of the text. It also take a negative value. So negative, this may be asked junior MCQ questions. So whether the text indent can take a negative value or not. Okay. It means if the value is negative, then the first line will be indent to the left. Clear? Text shadow. You can see the H shadow, V shadow value. So in the previous example, we have given some 2 pixel and the blur values, that is blur radius and what is the color, and right. So these are the important values we have given. So it is used to add the shadow to the text. Even for there is something called as box shadow. Box shadow also you can give. Okay. The line height between one particular line to the another line. So here we can see the background is pink and the color, and the line height is some 2 pixel in between this particular paragraph and this paragraph, and again for this and this one. Okay. So one more thing I want to add on here, that is again the measuring units. We can give a direct unit value like 2.51 or something like this, but this is recommended. So this is recommended. You need to give it as a unit value, or else you can go with EM also. Okay, EM also okay. And this is in a 50, that is percentage value. Don't ever use this percentage values. Okay. And now we can see about the CSS fonts. So using the font, we'll go through the PPT and then we'll move on once again. The topics we know, position, elements, animation, media quiz. Okay, we'll see about the fonts. What are the different ways we can mention the font and how we can apply the things. Okay. So first is a font family. So let me show it in the code and then we'll refer with the PPT. Okay. Let me delete all this. So what is font? So let's see a generic font families. What are the generic font families and the examples of? I think whether it is important to know about font family. Yes, definitely. Once the website is given to you, you should make sure whether you are able to make that website presentable. Okay. So here Sheriff is a generic font family. Here we have something called as Times New Roman, and then Georgia, Garmin. Okay. So this is also will be asked as in a multiple choice question in the serif. So what are the different font names we have? So this is a generic font family name serif, and next to this we have a sans serif. So what is the major difference between this serif and the sans serif is nothing but the stroke. In serif we don't have any stroke, but in sans serif we'll be having a stroke at the top. The all the ending lines. So let me show the image also. So this is a serif and this is a sans serif. Sans serif at all the each end point you can see some strokes here at the end. Okay. So this is called as a sans serif and this is a serif. Clear? For each and every font family there is a difference. That's why we are going for a different font property and the value. So in for sans serif we have something called as Arial, Bandana, Helvetic, Base, New, and Lucida, Console, for cursive, script, empty, hand writing, fantasy, copper plates. Okay. So there are something like we have a lot of property, that is font values we have, and these are the generic font family names. Okay, now let's get into the thing. So how we can do this? Okay, so let me create one let's say paragraph. Just copy the same paragraph here, and I'm going to apply some font family. Okay, either you can directly give it like this: example paragraph of a font hyphen family, and then you can mention, here you can see the lot of values are there. So I'm going with Courier monospace. Okay, so why we are giving single quote in this particular font family? Why? Because so if you have a space between the one word and the other word, you need to mention within a single quote. Okay, so now we can go and check the output. So everything will be in a monospace. This is the one way. Another way, you can go to the Google Fonts, the online. They have a lot of fonts, like for each and every generic font family. You can see the thickness and the lightness. There are multiple variations will be there, so you can choose any one of this. Let's say I'm going to select this. Okay, you can have this option, right? Select regular. So I've had it in the code. Then what you can do is you can copy this rule specified family against. Okay, let me pick some other. I'm just moving all. I'm going to add this. That is not CSS rules. It's not showing up. Okay, no problem. We'll copy this. So you need to import it within the head elements. Okay, so this is the link, and then you need to specify the font family which you have added. So the name of this, so here the rules will be shown, but I don't know why it is not showing up. Okay, let's copy this. Yeah, so it has been applied. Can you see this? So like this you can add the Google fonts from the online also. So that is also the the other idea we can do. Clear? So this is how we can add the font family. So now we will see about font style, weight, variant, size. Okay, so let's say I'm giving a font style, so I'm just removing all this. For an example, I have added this. Font style. So on the day I mentioned, like we are not using a bold element. Instead of that, bold element and italic. So here I can use italic for the font style. So you can see the difference. Okay, and then we use normal So it will be in the normal mode. If I go with font weight, or let's go with bold. So all the content will be in a bold mode. Even you can also the font style to be clear. So like this you can do it. Next is a font variant. What is called font variant? 1 minute, 1 minute, students. Give me 1 minute, ma. Okay. Next is like a font variant with small cap. So we can remove this. The small caps is nothing but all the characters should be in a capital letter. Better to know this. I can create one more heading for this particular one. Heading. Okay. This. can give the other content here. Okay, so all the the characters which is here, it is in the small caps. Okay, it will be the height of the particular text will be very lesser. So that is why we are going with the small caps. So these are not that much used in a regular time. So just for knowledge, you can understand how it is. Okay, then we will see about the font size. Let me remove this. One second, one second. Sorry for the background noise, guys. Actually, I logged in a room, so it got stuck. So that's why they are trying to open it. Okay, I'm so sorry for the background noise. So there are different options we can go with. Either we can go with pixel or EM or EM. So we'll see one by one. Let me give it as a 10 pixel. Okay, this is a normal way of doing it, a 10 pixel value. But the heading, it will not be in a 10 pixel, right? So the what is the exact the heading value? It is going to be 32 pixel. So let me give 40 pixel here, and let's refresh this. You can see it has been changed. So next I'm going to use a EM. So what is EM is, let's say I can do and give H2. Here I'm adding H1. Let me put this particular heading element. Also I'm giving the another content to be heading 1 and heading 2. Heading 1 and heading 2. So now suppose I'm giving the H1 to be the font size of 40 pixels. That is the value is going to be a 40 pixel. Then how it has been calculated? So let's say so getting a lot of noises. Okay, try to give execute this. Okay, so the EM is 1 EM is equals to the default font size. Okay, 1 EM is equal to default font size. Let me give 1 EM now and check. So for which one we have given 1 EM, that is for our H1. So let's go and right click. Here you can see the normal default font size of 16 pixel has been there, right? If I'm changing this to be 2 EM, then what happened? Let's refresh this. So go and check here. You can see the font size is going to be 16 into 2. That is totally 32 pixels. Okay. So this is how we will be using this EM. I hope you guys have understood what is EM now. Yes or no? Any questions from your end, students, regarding this EM? So EM is very important. And then one more unit is there. So VW. Let's take VW. What is viewport with? Let me refresh this. Let's say this is my content. Okay, so this is my content, 24 pixel. Let me go to the this mode, that is responsive mode. I'm in the mobile, so it is showing like 43.2 pixel. If I'm elongating it, so according to the viewport, it will change. Let me change it like this. Okay, so according to the viewport, it is changing the things. Clear, students? So that is about a viewport width or unit, size of browser window. So now we can go with again the importance of what is the font and the other things. We already discussed about this. So set it a small stroke at the edge of each letter, and the fonts have a clean line and no small strokes attached. And monospace fonts, here all the letters have the same fixed width. And cursive, so imitate the human handwriting. And fantasy is nothing but a decorative and playful fonts. Clear? So this is all about a generic font families. These are the some different examples. என்னாச்சு 1 minute 1 minute student. Students, give me 2 minutes of time and then we'll start, okay? Okay, ma. Thank you. Everyone is back, right? Just can I get some thumbs up or say yes or no? Students, everyone is there, right? Yes or no, maybe. Okay, fine. Okay, we can start then. Okay, fine. So this is, the some example of this. You can practice it. Okay. And next is the web safe font. Web safe fonts. What are web safe fonts? Website fonts are the fonts that are universally installed across all the browsers and devices. So that's going to be called what? Web safe fonts. So this also been asked in an interview. The fallback fonts. What is fallback fonts? So there are no 100 percentage completely web safe fonts. There is always a chance that a font is not found or is not installed properly. Okay, there is always a chance that a font is not found or is not properly that is installed properly. So it is very important to always use a fallback font. So we'll see what is fallback fonts and the backup fonts in the font family property. And if the font does not work, the browser will try the next one and the next one and so on. So very simple. In this example, you can see first we have mentioned Tahoma and next is Vedana, right? And then sans serif. So what happened here? If example, so this is not available on my browser. If I'm using, let's say you have created a website in some Chrome, I'm using my Firefox. I'm not able to, download this particular, that is not myself. The online browser is not able to download the Tahoma. Then it will go with Vedana. It will check for Vedana. If the Vedana is not also there, then it will go with a generic font family. Okay, this is called as a fallback. So you can see the generic family names has been mentioned at the last. Clear? And font styles, we know different font styles like normal, italic, oblique, both are same. Okay, and normal, and then lighter weight is bold, and even we can also give values over there from 100 to 900 we can provide the values. And font variant is normal, and font variant is small caps. Font size, so font size is, let's say, pixels, and 2.5 em and the 100 percentage, and then viewport width. The examples, and now already in HTML we discussed about see, that is a list. But here what is a different thing we are going to see is we are going to apply it using a property and the value. Okay, so list in the CSS specifies the listing of the content or item in a particular manner. It is the same thing, orderly or unorderly way, in a clean page, and it can be arranged the huge with a variety of content, flexible and easy to manage. And default style for this list is borderless. Clear? So what are the different list we have? List style type, list style image, list style position, and list style is a shorthand property. We can use all these here. Okay. So in the list style type, the options we can provide is this characters or any custom count also we can give. And images, we can instead of bullet point, we can provide some images here. And list style position, so position is the sense where you exactly want to save this file. Okay, let's see one by one. Okay, now we are going to see about okay, so list, CSS list. Create one another list. Okay, so these are the multiple list of element I have given. So I'm going to style this how another list. Inside this I'll be specifying the property list style type. First we will go with the type. So type means we have a lot of options, you can see it here. Let's go with uh, simple thing, square. So it is in the square format, you can see. So next is, for example, I'm changing this to disk, so it will change it to disk value. Clear? And if this you want this to be in a circle, you can again specify it in as a circle. Clear? Upper Roman or upper Alpha or upper Latin. Okay, we'll try this Latin. Okay, ABCD is displaying. So let me give upper Roman. In HTML, we used to give the symbols, but here we are giving the name for each and everything. Okay. Then in the unordered list also it is displaying, but you need to mention it as an order list when you are specifying something in as an order list. Clear? So next is, what are the other types we have? So we'll go with unordered list again. Let me position. So we can see a position. Okay, here I'm going to create some two things. So one is let's say unordered list. The other one is order list. Okay. Create one order list. So property called style position again, but the value is going to be different. So here I'm giving us inside, and this is going to be outside. And one more thing, we can also provide some background color and border to identify where it exactly placed. Hot pink. Inset. Okay, and here also I'm just using some colors. So we can take the same color, and for list of element, I'll copy this. Also we can just a presentation, that's it. And one more thing, we can also add a border, only 1 pixel solid, it's a green. Now we can see the output. So it is, let me remove the bullet points. Okay, for that, to remove the bullet points, we can give minute, students. Okay, for better understanding, what we can do is, let me give both. Okay, that is why it is not showing. I'm sorry. So here you have to change this to order list. That is a mistake I've done. And this is also. So now you can see the difference between this one and this one, right? So this is the outside of the line. This is outside of the line. This is inside of the line. Example, what I can do is, I'll let me have a color alone. Let me remove all the other things. Okay, you can see the difference between this bullet point and this number, right? So this is outside and this is inside of the, that is this type portion is inside here and that is going to be outside. Clear? And media queries. I think that's all for this CSS list. CSS positioning. So we need to see about a CSS positioning. What are the different types of positionings we have and how we can apply that in a real time. Clear? So first we will understand, so what are these different properties and the value. Okay, this position property in CSS tells about the method of positioning of an element or in a HTML entity, and the position of the element can be done using top, right, bottom and the left property. Okay, so here we have 5 different types: fixed, static, absolute, relative, and then finally sticky. Okay, so what is called a fixed? And so in the image you can see, um, let's consider one by one. If you talk about the static, static doesn't have any special property. Okay, a special property in the sense we cannot move the content box or the div container top or bottom using a special property values. Okay, that we cannot do. So this is a default one. And what are the other position properties? First we will talk about this relative. What is relative? So relative to its original position. Example, I have the element here, so I can place it in the original position. I can move it here in my the relative place. And what is called as absolute, relative to its parent body. If I have a parent body, let's say relative is my parent body and you want to place this absolute here, then I can place it in the exact place using our special properties. And fixed, we can fix the values in one particular place. The fixed portion is related to the viewport. So what is viewport? Whatever we are seeing from this top left to bottom right, so that's going to be what? A fixed. And what is called sticky? So sticky means it can be, we can able to scroll it up. It can act as a fixed position. So any HTML element with a position fixed property will be position relative to the viewport. So this point you should remember, position relative to the viewport. An element with a fixed positioning allows it to remain in the same position even we scroll a page. If you can see in the image, if I scroll the page also, you can see this position fixed to be in the same place. Okay. And what is static? Static method is a default, is by default. And if we don't mention the method of position for an element, the element has the position static method by a default. And here nothing will be happen. You can see at the top we have mentioned while this image is scrolling, that is also scrolling on. Relative, a position relative. Position relative with other element which are sitting on the top of the content. So example, an element with this position set to a relative. If I set this position to be relative, and when adjusted using a top, bottom, left and right will be a position related to its original position. Okay, from its original position it will be moving from top and bottom and right. Absolute. So this is my parent, green is my parent element and red is my child element. Okay, so will be positioned with respect to the nearest non-static ancestor. Finally, sticky. Sticky means, example I can say, sometimes whenever you visit any particular website, the institutional or whatever, so that particular website you can see in the bottom right corner you can see WhatsApp icon, right? So or any chat icon, so that will be scrolling or scrolling at one particular point and then it will stop, right? So that is called as a sticky. There is one example for sticky. So played a role between a fixed and relative. So based on the position where it is placed. So it is a role play between what? A fixed and relative. So it will be in the same place and one particular point it will be moving according to the position value. If an element is placed in the middle of a document, in this example you can see it is placed in the middle of the document. When the user scrolls the document, the sticky element starts scrolling until it's touched the top. So it will be scrolling until it touches the top. So that is called as a sticky. So when it touches the top, it will be fixed at the top, plays in spite of a further scrolling. So clear? So this is a shorthand property for this one. Okay, that is a previous example CSS questioning. So now we can see different. Today I think we can easily take the attendance because not 200 is minimized to 100 students, right? So we can easily take it. Okay. So we'll go with the examples of the CSS positioning. Give me 1 minute. So let me drink some water and come. Give me 1 minute, okay? If you want to drink water, you just drink and please be connected, okay? Okay, ma. Okay, now let's see. We're discussing, yeah. Okay, fine. We are saying about this layout, right? CSS layout. Can you tell me one question, students, for everyone? Can you tell me how we can layout the page? What are the different ways we can layout the page? Can anyone tell me how we can layout the page? Anyone knows? Yes, ma'am. Any suggestion? Okay, let me tell you first. So, what are the ways we can go with the layout creation and which one we need to follow? Okay, so we can in the CSS, the layout creations can be done using a float, or we can or flex. So these are the different ways we can position the elements. If example you think the task is like you want to make one particular element, to be placed in center here in this place. Okay, that can be done using the float, positioning, and flex and grid. Okay, but in a real time, we can go with this flex and grid concept. Okay, so mostly don't choose a float and positioning, go with a flex and grid concept. Clear? Okay, that's what I'm trying to say. So now we will go with the code. So let me create a div container. I'm creating a class called fixed. Okay, and I also give some content inside this. Okay. This is a fixed container. Then I'm creating a span element. Inside the span element, I'm giving a position fixed. The same example which we have seen in the PPT, I'm going to execute. Okay, clear? So next is I'm giving some pre content after this div container. So pre element. So let's say, so moving to the Chrome. Text and paste it here. What we have done is before the paragraph I've created one div container and I given a class name to be fixed and the span is going to be position fixed. Clear? So the next is we have to import some CSS, that is style property. So this is the example of a fixed property. Clear? So let's go here in the body element. So usually while you're starting with a style in in your once you joined in an organization, so you have to set the margin to be 0 because the default we have some values for this margin and the padding. which is added in some browsers. Okay, so to avoid that, we are giving this margin in the padding. Okay, and then I'm setting some font family. Let's say I'm going to give, I like to give cursive or fantasy. We can go with fantasy now. And the class name, so for this one I'm going to set the fixed, so fixed. I'm giving some colors, background color, and then color or the text color going to be some white or something else. And the padding, let me give the padding. Padding means the text, the position fixed text, and the space between the text and the border. Okay, so let me give some 30 pixels, and the top value is going to be 50. It should be having some space of 50, and left is going to be some 10. For span also, I'm giving some values. Let's say 5 pixel, and the border 1 pixel. Let doctor, you can give it as a groove. Okay, so I think we can add some more content. Okay, wait, so let me change it as a paragraph. Okay, so let me close this. So let me add. Okay, so now, so it is in a fixed place. If I scroll my pages also, you can see it is in the same fixed position. So like this you can create. Okay, what are these values? So let me change some values here. So let's say I'm changing this here 70 at the top. You can see the original space of this top. Okay, so here I'm just changing it, or we can minimize it 30, and left some value of 40. The right now, it is not. Well, let's do one thing. Instead of giving a top and right, we can change some value. The right of 0 will be the output, so it will be coming at the bottom here. Okay, so like this you can change the values, the top and the bottom value. Here we are not specifying any pixels here. Okay, directly you can give the unit values. Clear? Yes or no, ma? Any questions from this? Any questions, students? Please let me know. No questions? Okay. So there are multiple examples we have. So we'll see one by one. Okay, and we can understand. So how the particular box is moving from one place to the another place. So let's see about the other example. So we have one more hour. So I try to complete this CSS portion. Let's see. So next is about the static. Static, it will not move anywhere. It will be on the same place. So we'll just skip that example. We'll move on to the relative. So same example. And first we will go with this one. That is paragraph. So we have a lot of paragraphs. So what I will do is, let me remove this container. This div container, and I will place this in between here. Div container is placed here, and I'll change this one to be related. The class name you can give whatever you need, so that is not at all a problem. Okay, and here also I'm changing. Okay, so let's say here we are changing this to be relative, and the background color and the padding and the other values we have mentioned, right? The same thing, but here alone I try to change the value to be top of some 100 pixels and the left of some 100 pixels. Okay, so it is in the relative place. You can see it is in the 100 pixels, and the left is going to be 100 pixels. Or if I try to change this to be in a bottom, that also we can do. So let's say I'm changing this to be, okay. We can do one thing. I'm just only specifying the left alone. So then what happens? Change this to 30 pixel. So it is placing in the normal portion only, but let's say better what I can do is I will let me place this container here in the original portion. So it's in between, right? So that's why it is not clear. So let's try. Now we can refresh and check. So it is the top. Why? Because the value we have not mentioned. So for example, I'm changing this value to be of some 100 pixels. So we can go with a very simple example then, because it is not showing up. So I will clearly explain you how it is going to be work. The relative is nothing but it will be in the normal portion. Okay. So okay, I'm sorry students. I was confusing with this one and this one. So now we can try this. It will work. 100 pixels. Okay, the bottom. This. Net students. This. Okay, student, better we can see it with some different example for this relative. Okay, because this is very important concept. That's why I'm just struggling a lot to explain this with you. Yes, Joshit, you raised your hand. Questions, ma? So wait a minute. I'll just explain you how it is going to be. Go with very simple example. Okay. Now I'm going to create some three headings. H2. So this is a heading, a no position. Okay, a no position means is like a static, we can say. Next is H2. Here let me give a class name to be something left, a position to be in a left. Okay, so this is a heading, position with a left, and H2 heading, position with right. These are the some values, and let me add the class. So now if you want you can also add paragraph, but yes, we can also add it. Next. Okay, and again one more paragraph here. That's all. So now in the style, so let me give the h2 dot, there is class name is going to be what, left. Okay, inside the left, a position is going to be relative. Let me move this towards, I'm using here minus 30 pixels. Okay, this, and here I'm using right, left, that is 30 pixel. If you want this to be moved towards the right, then we can use a positive values. Okay, so how the value is going to be displayed, so let's check. Okay, so this is my left, and this is that is left means it will go, uh, you can see it is moving towards out of the thing. So let's say I'm increasing this value, the minus value is going to be some 70, minus 70 pixel. Then what happens? The more content is moving towards the left side. And if, for example, if I increase in a positive, or the positive value is, if it is increasing with a positive value, let's say 50 pixel, where it is exactly moving, so it is moving towards this side. Okay, so now we can plan it for top and the bottom. So let's say I want my content to be placed at the top of some 100 pixels. Then what happened? So top means from this point to this point it is like 100 pixels. So here I'm just using a top to be some 10 pixel value. So it is moving towards, that is from the point it is moving towards below the 10 pixel. Clear? So this is about the relative. So now we can see about what is absolute positioning. So absolute positioning means is used to position an element relative to its first parent element. Okay, yeah. So example, we'll take the same content. It's going to be in a heading and the paragraph. So let me remove this. I have a heading and I have a paragraph. Here in the H2, if suppose I'm changing the position to be absolute, and the left value, it is going to be, let's say, 150 pixels, and this is going to be 250 pixels. You can see where exactly it has been placed. It is taking this the body element as a relative. Okay, and it is placing the element where the top is 250 pixel and the left is positive, so 150 pixel from this particular point. Clear? So this is about absolute. So if you want to add one more box like this, example, let's say I'm adding one div container. Let me place this inside the div container, and here we can okay, let it be a div container below, or we can give. So let's say I'm mentioning the div container. It is going to be, let's change the value here. Let's say 10 pixel is enough, and for this one, okay, let's right, and this is going to be on the top. For a relative, for the parent, I'm just doing the giving the property values relative, and some background color we can give. Border. And pixel. And then after this, I want to specify the left and the right value. So, and the width, the total width of the container. Let's consider this is going to be some 600 pixel, or okay, 600 pixel, and the height is okay. So the total the relative is going to be 100 and 100. Okay, inside the content has been placed. For this absolute also you can add something like this. Let me copy. Let's change the color. So like this we have added some colors. Okay, so to identify where exactly it has been placed. So now I'm going to move this left and the top. So let's say I'm changing this top. So top value is going to be, let's say I'm increasing the value to be some 300 pixels. So total content is 600. So I want the top to be some 300 pixel. If I refresh, you can see the gap between the top and the bottom. It is going to be 300 pixel. Okay. And if suppose I'm changing the left value to be 200 pixel, okay, it is out of this one. So it is aligned within the relative container. Clear? I hope you guys have understood about this absolute and relative. So now we can move with a sticky. So how we can perform with sticky elements, that is sticky positioning. So what is sticky positioning? I already told you at one particular point it will move towards the top position. Okay, that is going to be called as a sticky. Okay, we'll see one simple example on this. So first we'll create some paragraph. Let me get some content from this place. Okay, I added some thing. So now I'm going to add a sticky. So where exactly I can add it here? Let's say in this place. So div container, and then let me give a class to be sticky. This is this div has an position sticky. So now we can assign the different things. Okay, let's go with sticky now. Dot sticky, class name. Next to that, let me give the position. So position, and if you want some background and the other things, so to identify the things, so let's create some border. I just like to give some the width to be 10 pixel. Let's go with outset color. Let's give violet color. And then I have given border and the background. So if you want the text to be in white color, that will be appealing. So that's why I'm using this. And then top 10 pixel, and the right is going to be of 50 pixels. Okay, here we have, so we can add some more content to scroll this. Let me okay, so it is fixed in some particular point, and if I scroll, it is in the top. Okay, it is moving from one particular position to the it is moving to the top of the position. So example, I'm also changing this value. Let's say I'll change this top value to be some 100 pixels. It is moving down towards, but your content is hidden. Okay, that you should make sure where you exactly want to place it. Clear? So this is all about the different layout position. I hope you guys have understood, but since I just want to get some confirmations from you students whether you guys have understood or not. May I know? Have you all understood these concepts, explored? Clear, right? I can see only one thumbs up. Okay, okay, fine. Okay, great student. So next is, we'll see the another topic that is about multimedia. So what is multimedia? I think the next topic is going to be multimedia. Let's see. Pseudo elements. Pseudo elements is very simple concept. Okay, so what is pseudo element? Pseudo element is adding or targeting an extra element. Let's say I have a paragraph and I want to specify some particular content to the user, or make it more appealing to the user. Then what I can do, I can use some different things. So that can be done using the pseudo elements. Okay, adding or targeting an extra element without having to add more HTML. Without adding more HTML, we can do this easily. So how we can add this selector, that is, if example, if it is going to be the h1 element or the ID or class, whatever, that we have to mention here. And then pseudo element. What is our pseudo element and what property and the value are going to give for that particular pseudo element. So let's see, many pseudo elements are there. So we'll see the common one, mostly used one. To use a pseudo element, obviously we need to use two colons. Okay, that is must. Two colon is must. Pseudo elements. Apply the styles to the first line of the block element. The first line of the paragraph, you can change whatever the idea you have it for that particular line. Okay, so note that the length of the first line depends on many factors, including the width of element, width of document, or the font size of the text. And first letter, uh, pop up with some first example like first letter. So what is first letter? The same thing, the same paragraph, the first character. More newspapers you can see the characters will be in a different form, as either the colors will be changed or the font size will be changed. That we can do it using this pseudo element. First letters, so we can give it as before and after. Example, I need to add some particular things before my content, then I can go with before, and the after is after. Okay, so the pseudo element is the first child of the selected element. It is often used to add the cosmetic content to an element with a content property. It is an inline by default. So defaultly it will be in an inline mode, and this is also be in a inline mode. Okay. So this is an example for this. Okay, let's see. Here we have a different paragraph. 1 and 2, 3 and 4. Okay, we will apply some different value for it. Let's say for the first paragraph, I have used first line. First line, the color should be in a red, the text color, and the font weight should be in a bold. And then a first letter alone, it has been changed. In this one, before that content, I need double quotes. Okay, while I'm starting the content, I need double quotes, and while ending the content, I need double quotes. Okay, let's see how we can do this. Very simple example. Okay, fine. Now, what is the topic? Pseudo elements, right? So pseudo. What is pseudo elements? Pseudo elements in the sense that is we are going to add or targeting some particular text inside the element. Clear? So let me create some different elements. I'm creating the element called h1. Okay, multiple h1 works. Okay, so in my h1 let me add a class called a, called b, going to be d. Okay, these are the pseudo elements just we are going to apply. So first we will take about a dot class a. Okay, and I'm using double colon, that is for the pseudo element. And here itself you can see a lot of option it is showing here. First I will go with the first line. So first line alone I want to change. So for the first line, let me get some paragraph from this place. Okay, I'm not able to select. Copy this, I will apply it for all the headings. Okay, that's all done. So first line, so for the first line, I want the color to be changed. Let's say I want that color to be in some magenta. Okay, and let's say background color. Okay, and what else we can give? If you want any border to be highlighted, that also we can give. As of now, just we'll check how it is working. If you refresh, you can see the first line alone. What happened? That has been, the first line alone has been changed to the different color with a dark magenta, and the background color has been changed to black. Clear? And the next is, if I apply dot b double colon, so let's go with first letter. What's the first letter? I'm using the same color. We'll take the same thing. Apply this. What happened? The first character in a paragraph that has been changed to I. So it must work same for the other pseudo elements as well. So let's see dot C. I'm going with after or before. Say the content I should add is percentage. We can see before this the multiple linear percentage values has been added. Is F created. Then for D also dot D content I need thing like again you can refresh and check the last paragraph that has been added. Clear, students, till this? Any doubts as of now? Any questions, ma? Anyone? And one more thing, students, in the WhatsApp group you can see, let me open the WhatsApp. I think I didn't open it. Okay, the thing is, you need to check the WhatsApp group. In the WhatsApp group, I have mentioned some extra course certification, right? Did anyone gone through it? Have you seen the message which I have sent today in the morning? I think in the morning or afternoon. Can anyone tell me what is that? What is that course certification is about? That is a mandatory course, ma. Everyone has to complete it. Clear? Can I get some response, students? Thumbs up or say yes or no. Did you see any message? Okay. Fine. Everyone is working on this, right? What you have to do is once you complete with the certification about artificial intelligence and about the cloud computing. What is the thing is you need to upload. Sorry, you need to just take a screenshot of or get the URL. Okay, just I need an image. Post it. Oh, I thought to do something, but it is just doing something else.